Alright guys, welcome to No Young No Auld with your hostess Johnny and my co-host.
Gibby.
And today we have a very special guest. Gigi, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Hello.
Aye, you happy to be here?
Very happy. Yeah,
So-
excited.
You've obviously watched a couple, as you said, to see. So you're looking forward to the end when I ask you awkward questions and stuff
Absolutely
like
not. No.
that? No, that's alright then.
So that's been like 2 or 3 people have always asked me, what the questions at the end? And I'm, well, I don't know.
He
Like,
doesn't
I
know.
personally don't know, but I'm like, says it would spoil it if you go.
Exactly. We're doing the fun, wouldn't
so
it?
just wait to the
Yeah.
end, we'll see what it's like.
I know.
So,
aye.
so, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? How do we kind of get in contact with you? Why did we contact you?
Good question. Why did you?
Aye,
No,
I
we
regret it
contacted
after.
you because we've
yeah.
seen you obviously on TikTok. So tell us-
Oh, so do you
Exactly.
want me to start it then? So I was on TikTok and I'm probably going to sound pretty distorted here, but see like the bit where like they show you random stuff.
Yes, the
Aye.
For You page.
Aye, so the wee bit they show you the random stuff, right?
So-
Get it-
I'm
get it
not
right.
into this, right? So your video came up of you in Prestwick Airport, and as I said, I was getting it 10 seconds until I noticed that you had the
Lanyard.
lanyard. What did they call it?
Sunflower, though, innit? Is
Aye.
it sunflower?
Sunflower.
Aye.
So one to kind of express like a disability and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So then that's when I decided to listen to the full thing, and I thought it resonated with me because it kind of made me think of you. Because obviously you've kind of, you haven't got the same, but it's like similar. Like other than your fistula, you wouldn't really know you had like a disability.
Yeah.
So the minute I listened to the full thing, going, I need to, plus the way you spoke, I thought, you know what, we need to try and get her on. And again, I didn't know how to message you on TikTok because I'm new to this
Yeah.
shit. So I was like, right, I need to figure out how to fucking ask her to come on. And when I did ask you, it was like immediately, yep, definitely
Yeah,
do
There you
it.
go.
I'm in. Yeah.
And that's never happened to me because I've messaged so many people.
Who's this weirdo?
I know, like, fucking who's this dick? That's why I had to change my profile picture.
picture.
To some,
Yeah.
like, no, just
Semi-professional.
Aye,
It's
no,
just, just a picture of Wayne. It's like,
yeah.
what's a Wayne message? He's Wayne.
so that's how it kind of started.
Yeah.
But what we want to ask is, what is the disability you
Disability
have?
you've got.
Here we go.
Not disease, we'll not call it that.
No,
because
no
we'll
disease.
discuss that
God, I'm
disability.
that riddled. So it's Crohn's disease I have, and well, actually, see when you have like one condition, there tends to be like hunters that follow after.
Yeah.
You don't just have the one. So like Crohn's opens so many doors for me, not like opportunistic ones, unfortunately, but more like how many diseases can you get and just keep tallying it up. So so Crohn's is the main one, obviously. And then I also need a new left hip, so I have a condition called avascular necrosis as well.
Aye.
And so like asthma, all these autoimmune things. One time I actually convinced myself I had HIV, not even joking.
Aye.
I went into the
Well, I've got a
doctors
good
and
story.
went, test me for HIV. I did. And she was looking at me, she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, test me. And she was actually laughing in my face. She was like, you don't have that. And I was like, I swear to God I do. I was convinced. I was crying at home and everything. But I mean, it's really just as bad. The Crohn's, if I'm honest, it's not
it's
any
just like-
better.
Just for you
But-
saying that, like you phoned him up, my brother-in-law's brother, he phoned up, what's the clinic for like sexual infections or something like that?
Russell Institute.
Well, so he phoned him up and he was convinced that you had a sexually transmitted disease. So the first question is they ask was going, when was the last time you had sex? And he said 10 years ago, right? And it was 10 years ago. So the woman laughed at him on the phone and said, just phone your GP in the morning. And he's all right, okay. He convinced himself that he had a sexually... He smokes
It's been brewing for 10 years.
he does bong quite a
does,
lot,
doesn't he?
so I
Aye,
think...
right,
was
okay,
it.
fair.
By
Yeah,
the way, I'll
like-
correct myself. It was Sandiford, the Russell Institute's
Oh,
school.
Sandiford.
Sandiford, aye.
Sandiford, Russell Institute's a school for disabled.
different.
I was like, that's great. If they've got STDs, there's something going on there. It's a bit wrong.
We've got some
Aye,
questions.
got some
Aye,
questions
few
for that
dodgy
school.
priests
Aye.
going a bit there.
Aye.
Aye, calm down, Ryan.
So tell us a bit more about the Crohn's then.
So the Crohn's kind of started when I was 17 and I was still in school, and obviously that's the worst time for it to hit because shitting 30 times a day when you're at school and you're a female is just like, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you stand out like a sore thumb. And I was really into sports and stuff, and that's what I was going to end up going and doing after school if I continued to stay fit, which obviously I never saw this coming. But basically what they did was they trialed all these different medications, and I was given like a key to disabled toilet, and I lived across the road at the time. And I said, can I not just run across the road and come back? Because I mean, it was literally like 2 steps across the road. And the head teacher was like, no, you can't do that. But actually I spoke to my guidance and he was like, no, you do it in the sly and just tell me when you're back so I know you're safe. But the head teacher actually wanted to isolate me more and like showed me around the disabled toilets, brought my mum in so everyone was watching. It was like mortifying at 17. You're
Aye.
a teenager, do you know what I
And
mean?
that's, I take it he was quite an old teacher.
Correct.
I was going to
So
say,
yeah.
because you
he
can
probably-
tell.
Traditional, like
Yeah.
this,
probably
you
thought
don't
he
talk
was-
about
He
that.
probably thought he was doing a good thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But again, then he
It
isolated you
made
from
it
everybody
so
else.
much
Awesome.
worse, yeah.
Aye. It's not, I can see what he probably tried to do,
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
he just did it wrong, aye.
totally
It's a
wrong.
shame.
So that was
That
the
is-
start of it. Was
What was
17.
his name?
What was it? Oh my god, I can't. Hey, do you know what he said as well? He's like, "You're never going to go anywhere after school," and I'm like, "Mate,
Oh, did you? Aye.
get out of you!"
Seriously, man.
But he's
dirty
still there.
bastard.
He's still
I
there.
was about to game props for like,
No,
trying
no,
to
no,
be
no.
fucking
But
then.
No, he was
I
a
said
mean
I did
guy.
say he was an arsehole 2 minutes. You went, no, he was trying. No, he's an
God love
asshole.
him.
Aye.
He was trying.
So how?
So that was like the start of it.
Mm.
And the real symptoms were like going to the toilet constantly, 30 times a day. And then I started to lose a lot of blood. So I would like pass out on the toilet. But it wasn't just like light blood. It was obviously coming from somewhere really high
Yeah.
up. And then they were like, okay, this is not good. So we started trialing like gluten-free. And I was at school then as well. So dinner ladies, God love them. They were amazing. They were making me my own wee separate meals. They were dead. They were lovely. But none of that helped. It just made me skinny. And I was loving the skinny. I was like, oh, yes.
good.
But I was eating cardboard, it tasted like. So, you know,
Yeah.
pros and cons. So I then got to about 19 and my symptoms had like spiraled. The pain was unreal, like totally unbearable. I then couldn't go to the toilet. Like, so basically what had happened was my bum hole had eroded, like
Jesus.
actually eroded. So that's how the fistula came about as well.
All right, a fistula.
So like my body went, right, okay, this is no longer an option. We can't use your butthole anymore. Let's create a new way. Right. And honestly, it gets progressively worse. It started coming out the front. Like, so I started
I felt like I'm
through my
thinking.
vagina to
Yeah,
feel like.
I've seen a thing
Fuck's
come out about that.
So
aye.
when I started saying that, my dad went, "Gaynor, are you sure it's not all in your mind, right?" And I was like, "Graham, do you think I want to be shitting out my
Aye,
vagina?
that'd be
Like, do you think
fucking
this is fun
mention
for
it.
me?"
Aye.
Like, what? I was like that going, what are you thinking? But anyway, that's just like my dad's, again, generational thing. I think maybe
Yeah.
he was like, maybe if we pretend it's not there, it'll go
Aye.
away. It didn't go away. So yeah, that was when I first got put on chemotherapy-based drugs. It was infliximab, it was called, and it gave me my life back for a year. Honestly, it was unreal. Like, such a good medication. But you got it like, I think it was 8 weekly to start with. And then my body started needing it more though. So then it went 6 weekly. Then it went 4, then it went 2. And by the time it went 2, I was crying out for it. Like within a
Like
couple of days.
addiction.
And that wasn't,
Like
yeah,
addiction, but
exactly.
you know what I mean.
Kind of like the body
Was it a
became
tablet
Body's
form
addicted to
thing?
it.
No, it
No,
was like
it's-
infusion. So you actually had
was
to
it?
go and be
Aye.
monitored.
So through the fistula, that's
Yeah, so this is
right,
where the, when did the fistula actually, so my memory's a bit fuzzy because obviously I was on ketamine, pain, morphine, like shit was fuzzy, to say the least.
How good's morphine though? What's one of
No,
the
the
best?
ketamine, try ketamine.
I've not had that, but the morphine, the morphine was amazing. I loved that.
Did you, the morphine?
Oh, that was great. See when just because I
Did
had
you
my
get it
own
in the
one.
vein though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because once you get a transplant, you get your own. You get a full bag of it. As soon as the light turns on, you just press the bag.
Just
press the
waiting for
bag.
it to
So you
turn
generally,
on.
that's what you were doing. You were in agony. You go, let's see the bag. That's it, green. Bang. That's it, red again. You're like, oh, and it
Stunning,
goes.
stunning.
Aye, it's great.
Oh, it's good. Like I do. So I was learning to walk again when I got put in the ketamine, right? Honestly, why would you do that to somebody? It's hard enough, right? So then they gave me this wee walker and they were like, right, try walk. And it was like Lego. The bloody floor was like that. And I'm like, whoa. And they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't step on that. How do you expect me to step on that? And then there was like holes forming and shit. And I was like, ain't no way I'm walking this week. Like, take me back to that bed right
Aye, get me
now. So
walking.
yeah. But then, so when I was 19, that was when I begged for my first Stoma bag because the pain had become so bad that I was like, I can't actually do this anymore. Like, I need something. And my gastro at the time was like, no, you're too young. No. And I went and actually I got into the surgeon myself and I went, please hear me out. Like, I'm really struggling here. And he actually convinced the gastro to give me a Stoma bag. And I'm still to this day, like, so
Yeah.
grateful for him. But because I was given chemotherapy several days before surgery, it shut down my immune system. So I get the Stoma bag. I'm loving life because I'm like, great, new start to life. The pain had went away, so it was good. I get sent home and 5 days later, I was chatting some amount of shite, but it just wasn't making any sense. So I couldn't string a sentence together. Mum and dad were like, it's not right. And then I couldn't move. I was sending Snapchats to folk. And I remember I said something like, who be, what be? And my friends were like, what's she trying to say? So they alerted it to mum and dad as well. They were like, Gaynor's not making any sense. So it was sepsis.
Sepsis, yeah, I
Yeah,
was going
and
to
it was
say that, aye.
because it was neutropenic sepsis, it was called, and it was because of the chemotherapy-based drugs shut down my immune system. I couldn't then recover. Like, it just wasn't going to happen.
Aye.
So that was kind of, to some extent, their fault. But I was begging for it, so I wasn't to know any better either. I just knew I was in pain. I need something that's going to sort this out just now. So then I had to get triple therapy and basically was fighting for my life and that, but I didn't know if I'd survived that. And then, so what they did was they removed the stitches one by one, right? But with no pain relief. And I was like,
Do you know what happened to, I know it's not the same,
it's
right? But my
not.
wee boy gets stitches in his eyebrow and he was bravely getting the stitches, but see, getting them out It was a fucking shame,
Yeah.
man, because they were digging in.
Aye,
and-
they've got to.
Just,
I know,
They've got to do it
holding
with you
his
no
head.
pain. They're
Yeah.
like, we can't give you. You've had all these operations. We can't give you any more pain things.
Yeah.
Just need to take them out. It'll be over quickly, and you're like one at a time. You're like,
So what age are you at this point now?
this point, I think, let me think, I am 20.
That's
20.
wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite...
So that was a crazy time. And then, so that when they took that out, they were saying that the infection was like clinging to the stitches, so they just needed it out.
Aye.
So then I tried to like cope with life in that stoma bag for another 1.5 to 2 years. So at this point, then I become 22. The pain throughout that was awful though. And the stoma had actually prolapsed because they take the stitches out. There was nothing holding it
Holding
there.
it,
It was now
aye.
just intestine hanging out. So my stoma is like this now, which it's supposed to be. Mine was that before. So my scar is now right the way across because it had rotted and died. It turned
Yeah.
black. So they left me like that for a long, long time.
wild.
And see, when I look back now, I'm like, there was no way that stoma was right. How were people telling me that that stoma was right? Because it
Aye,
wasn't.
because that could have killed
From
you. That
knowing
could have
that.
gave you
Exactly.
sepsis again,
Well, it
like
did.
different
It
form.
did a
aye, aye.
second time. So that's how I ended up with this stoma bag. I ended up getting sepsis again, and this time it affected my back muscles. So the connection between my legs and my
your
back
back
stopped. So I kept trying to walk, and I'd hit the deck, and they'd be like, "We don't know what's," and it would the pain in my back. Honestly, I'd take the Crohn's pain over the back pain any day. The back pain was horrendous. So they took me in. And this time I wasn't fit for surgery. We were like, listen, because I was begging for emergency surgery. We were like, listen, you're not going to survive if we put you under
Yeah.
right now. Like, we can't do it. So at this point was the closest to death I've ever been. Like,
Yeah, that's-
really, really deathly to look at as well. It was horrendous. So they put me on steroids as well, and I was like,
Swollen up.
bloated in there. And obviously I got roid rage too, so I was a horrible wee bastard.
I was the same.
Like, oh my
you
God,
done it a bit,
you're
didn't
probably-
you? See when you first see obviously you take we were talking about other roids. We see when you get the roids because it's a high dose, and you are like your family look at you, you can see them going. You know he's going through it, but I just want to give him a slap. Because you're up here, shut up, leave me alone. Like you're like as if you're going through puberty. Just leave me alone, just fuck off.
Plus, you would have been angry with the situation.
Aye,
no?
Yeah.
that's it.
That's,
know what I
I
mean?
don't think I really grasped it though. See, because I was so out my tits. Like,
'Cause
I
it's
really.
a fucking dramatic thing.
Yeah, I really didn't know what was happening to me. And I think just the warning of you're going to die sort of thing, I just wanted to die at that point because I was like,
That's it.
I'm so exhausted, I can't hold on any
Gone through
longer.
so much.
So then they managed to like, gave me drips and stuff. I don't know if it was like what they put in there, but it made me fit for surgery like a week later. So around that time was my birthday as well. They let me out in day release. I was in prison. On day release to like some restaurant or whatever, and I had like my wee morphine thing on, and they wheeled me in and back out and whatever. And then I got the surgery for this, and honestly, like from that day was when my life changed for the
aye.
better. Well, yeah, to some extent. I was also with my boyfriend at the time, and he'd actually moved in with another woman while I
While
was
you
in
were getting in
hospital,
hospital?
and I knew nothing about it.
Fuck's sake.
So then I got out the hospital, and I was like, okay, learning to walk again at this point, because my back muscles definitely hadn't recovered straight away,
Aye.
but they were getting there slowly. So I was trying to move and stuff, and he literally went, so we've been together like 3 years. He went home and he texted me going, yeah, it's done. I was like,
Fucking hell.
They're
and
knobs,
he'd
aren't
already
they?
moved his child
That's
in with
wild.
When you
another
get through
woman.
disability, because I
Yeah.
remember Louise says it was the most romantic date I've been on. That's my wife, but it wasn't with her. It was
Mm-hmm.
I got dailies after a transplant.
Aye,
And
first one, second one.
First one,
Right.
and I took a girl out on a date. My daily release, I was only out as you're saying. A daily release
Yeah.
is like prison
Oh, it's a
break.
big
You're like
thing,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
thing. So I go out and I take this girl out for a date, take her out for dinner, pay for everything, thing with, and then same as well. She went back with Rick's, and it was like and it was like my wife hates it. She's like, that's the most romantic date you've ever been on. To think you get through that, the same with you as
Yeah.
well. You're going through all that, and then
It's the worst time of your life, and somebody
yeah.
just kicks you while you're down. Like,
That's
that is
it.
literally it. Mhm.
that is it.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah.
isn't it?
So I found out about the other woman as I started to get better, and I was like, oh my God. But then dodgeability.
Aye,
Like,
but that's
fuck
it.
that.
Yeah.
but at the time, that was like he was the only thing I had.
Yeah.
And then when that left, I was like, I'm done. So I also had a suicide attempt after that because everything, like, it was just too much.
Everything-
That was
it
it.
builds up. I
Yeah.
don't think people understand when you get through everything. The mentality it takes, like it takes a lot to get through it, but it's struggling.
'Cause that's what I was
Uh-huh.
going to say. Because like a big thing that appealed to me about you was the way you speak.
Mm.
I mean, so and the way you kind of speak about your disability as well is going. You've obviously been through something so dramatic,
Yeah.
that you've created not a barrier, but you've got a bit of strength about you, that you can kind of dodge bullets in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aye,
That's it,
resilience.
resilience.
Aye.
Cheers,
I thought you said
cricket.
Brazilians.
Brazilians. You've turned Brazilian. Aye. A cracking tan you've got. So, no, but I could see that though. No, I mean, even if you didn't tell me your full story, I could feel that. I could kind of get
Yeah.
that from you going, right, well, obviously she's been through a shitload of stuff. And one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get you on was just to see how much of it was like a real thing or much as it was like just a defense mechanism. But obviously we've been talking now for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can definitely feel your positiveness about everything. You know what I mean? Even just walking in here, meeting new people, you're just like, boom,
Get
doesn't
back
give
in.
a fuck.
Commitment, you sit in the car. Hey guys, team here.
Right, and you're like, fucking hell, right?
Right away.
Is that your energy bunny popping in the car then?
It's better that way though.
Aye,
I know.
because if you just, as I said, like the way you felt after coming out and then dealing with him leaving you,
Yeah.
I mean, it could have spiraled you like fucking so bad.
Like,
you know what I
see,
mean?
trying to move on and like date again after that, I was like, he told me nobody would love me again in my bag
For
was another
fuck's
thing, and I
sake.
was like,
Yes,
mate,
that's dick.
all your pals now love me. You want to tell
Name
them
and
that?
shame.
But
We'll
anyway.
get him.
Yeah, wait, I'll say something.
Aye.
Aye.
But yeah, so the whole dating side of things as well was obviously trying to figure that out. It's a big change.
Did
do
you
know what I mean?
want to date? I didn't. See, when I was to start with, like when I went through it, so you were all interested in pulling. I had no interest because I was trying to live my life.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm trying to just enjoy the moment,
Experiences and
enjoying time with my friends.
Yeah.
So the pulling wasn't really my kind of main thing.
Yeah.
And at the same point, I was always scared that somebody wouldn't love you enough because of your
course.
disability. Did you ever feel like...
I think, like, see, when he
love you,
said
Johnny.
that
Yeah.
was ingrained in my. Oh, that was really cute. The bromance. I feel like.
Oh, we are. We love it. We love. We said we love each other more than we love our
I know,
lives.
we always
Oh,
yell why
that's
after every
wholesome.
message.
Aye.
I like this. Yeah, I feel like when he said that, unfortunately, that's ingrained. It's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there somewhere,
Yeah.
Oh,
still
aye,
to this
100%.
day. However, my experience with dating has completely been the opposite of that. I find, like, see, if you're confident and you make out, like, you obviously know, like, I've got no nerve endings or anything like that, so I can't feel it because folk are always like, I'm not going to hurt
Aye,
you. Like,
aye,
they
aye.
don't know how. So if you're confident with that, in turn, they become confident with it as well, which is, like, something
big
I've
time.
really experienced, and I think
Yeah.
it's nice.
Well,
like,
something we spoke about in the last one with Crookie was regarding taking that negative energy.
Yeah.
And obviously you've learned that through so much negativeness that
Yeah.
you've learned to turn it into a kind of positive.
Do you never
And
take a piss out of people though? So when you say
That's
this, they hurt
scared.
me. Go hurt me. I used to do it all the time. Oh my god! You need to do
I need
that.
to- I
It's
feel like,
so
yeah.
good.
To be fair, I used to do that at my barber.
I know.
Oh, fuck, that was, did I
No.
cut you? No, I'm
But I
kidding.
used to do that in hospital. See, like the young nurses, they used to get the trainees in. They come in and talk, you're hurting me. And they're like, oh my god, I am so sorry. And you start laughing.
I've not done that yet, and I've had it like 5 years. I feel like I've really missed.
Missed
Oh,
it,
you
aye.
really have. You see them panicking. Because remember, there's an old guy on dialysis, and he had like his legs were treated diabetes. He had
Okay, so
had
he'd
no
lost
legs.
it, yeah.
And the women are feeling his leg, the young nurse, to see if he's get fluid, because that's where they check your ankles. And she's like, that's dead hard. I went, I must have lots of fluid and everything. This wee lassie's sitting writing stuff down in this book, going, got lots of fluid. She's going out the head nurse. The head nurse starts laughing at her and going, he's getting the legs.
You're
She's
feeling a
aye.
prosthetic, Ken.
Oh,
That's a scary thing, that though. Like, there's some that I knew he lost his from the knee down,
Right.
but he's got this condition when the nerves that he's got an itchy ankle, he's got itchy
Yeah.
toes.
You think it's still there?
Aye,
I've seen
and
that.
he has to take medication to get rid of it because the nerve's so damaged.
There's
'Cause
a term for it. I can't even
Aye.
remember,
It's
but
like
it's
phantom.
phantom. That's it. Yeah.
phantom.
Yeah. Phantom limb.
So he has itchy toes.
mate,
You can't
that's
fucking
weird.
imagine
Imagine going
that.
to scratch
Aye.
it. You'd be
By
like,
the way, you'd fling yourself off a fucking
I
building.
know, because it would play with your mind,
Trying
wouldn't
to
it?
get,
You'd be
trying
like,
to itch something. So he has to actually take medication.
I never knew there was actually like medication for it. There
Aye.
you go.
I think it's just
I
in
didn't know
the
that was a
nerve.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the fear of I've got a fear of that. Obviously, I've got on my limbs, so I'm all right now. But that and dementia, that's my two biggest
dementia.
fears.
Aye. Has anyone in
Yeah.
your family got it?
Luckily not. No.
Aye, you're all right.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I'm fucking getting there though.
Yeah.
but That memory's terrible.
Oh,
You're
he'll
all
leave
ready
the-
there.
See when he leaves, see once we finish this,
Baba
he'll
clue,
go,
man.
oh, what did we talk about there? He generally forget it as soon as we kind of
So
leave here.
ours
soon
comes
as you
out
go
on a
out.
Saturday at 6, so I'll watch it at like 6:05, as if like, oh, what's this?
Aye, 'cause he
seen
can't-
this before.
He physically can't remember anything.
Aye,
It's
so it's
great.
creeping up on me. Aye.
It's great. I got £100 a week. Craig, you owe me £100, mate. He's like, oh, here you go, mate.
Aye.
That's brilliant.
But aye, so like as you said, like the dating life. So
Yeah.
how's that? Like, so what do you think people would need to know? As in, like,
That's a
so
good
somebody's going to ask you
question.
if I'm going to ask you a question, like, as in, like, say I've got it, going
Yeah.
right, well, can you still do like normal people can do?
Yeah.
And what is the part of it that you can't, like, is
Mm-hmm.
there anything that you can't do?
Yeah. In all honesty, there's nothing you can't do.
Aye,
I
that's
think.
exactly.
I think each person is person to person dependent, isn't
Aye.
it, in their experience. But I've never experienced, like, it's never stopped me doing anything.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, like, people are just scared to touch you
Yeah,
because they're
that's
like,
Aye. So it's that
Like,
kind
I
of side
don't
of
regret
things
that.
because you could
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
like, somebody in your situation might be not willing to put
Correct.
themselves into
Yeah.
that. So
and I
they might
think
be
a lot
scared
of
it.
them are scared of almost like, it's not like rejection, but to some extent it would be because they would feel confident and going, it's like obviously quite a heightened environment anyway when you get into that sort of relationship. And then if they're going to like touch you in a certain way and you reject them, it would feel horrible for
Yeah,
them as well. So you
Aye.
also want them to feel comfortable, which is a big ask for somebody. But that's like, I always say at first date, by the way, do you want me to get my bag out? Like, I'm happy to whip out on the table right now. You can
Ryan
see
camped
it.
in
Like,
there.
I know.
That bag.
Don't get too excited. Don't think you like the contents as much, but anyway, wouldn't go near that.
So like as you said, so I'm a wee bit naive as well because I said to you I'm not going to Google too much. I'd
Yeah,
rather
uh-huh.
ask you
Yeah,
because
I
again I
agree
don't want fucking Google to
Just
tell
ruin
me.
it for us if
Yeah.
we just sat
Aye,
and do that.
Absolutely.
so what? See when you like, I know it sounds daft, but like, see when you're what do you call it? What is it called? It's called. What do you call the bag?
So this one's an
Colost-
ileostomy. So there's
All
a
right.
colostomy and an ileostomy.
All right, so
so I've
they're
had
different.
both, had
Right,
the best
okay.
of both worlds. Colostomy is like a second butthole. So what
Right.
they'll do is they'll just redirect
Is it just
the,
number
the
two?
anus, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just number-
Whereas ileostomy, what they've done is they've removed most of my large intestine.
Aye.
So it's more like stomach contents that comes out
Yeah.
rather than actual
right,
stool, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's, you can also tell what I've eaten. One time I went and emptied my bag, right? My friend Tammy went, did you have a fry up this morning? I was like, actually, I did. I was like, yeah. She was like, I could smell it. I'm like, sorry.
They're undigested.
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
The person in me would go, "Could you eat that again? Eat that again."
Back to plate.
Oh my god, no, I have a horror story about that. My
Oh,
dog
no.
emptied the bin.
Oh no.
My
Oh,
dog ate
no.
my Stoma bag. Like,
dirty
full
wee
blown.
bastard. Was that a Jack Russell?
Oh, it's
They're
a
bad.
Pomeranian.
For
I've got to
fuck's
say,
sake.
Someone's
dogs eat
wearing
their
it.
own.
Aye, they
Yeah.
eat
Yeah,
shit
so
on it.
that's not really the worst
I
thing
left
to
him
eat.
for 5 hours and I was like,
See them eating
oh,
nappies
no.
and that as well.
Oh, no.
Mad Shiloh shit, Mark's nappy one time.
Oh, see, when you think about it, it's
They're
like,
rank wee
what is
bastards.
edible? Like, what do you
Aye,
actually
but
want to
did-
eat? But then if it smells like fry up, then fair enough.
Aye,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Probably could. I mean, like, it's not really the.
So number ones are normal.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
normal.
Aye.
A lot of folks
It's a
think that
pain,
though,
it.
because they ask my friends. So, like, I'm from a small town, and sometimes they're like, "So does Karen still pee okay?" And then does she pee into the bag? And it's like, no, like, because my friends are all
I
clued
thought
up on it
that,
now
aye.
as well, because they've obviously
Well,
dealt with it,
That's
seen it
probably
firsthand.
where I've managed to have a bit of, no, everybody should have tolerance for any disability, but because of him growing up with him, I'm more aware.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I'm more educated
Mm-hmm.
than probably other people. Even though I've not went through it myself, I'm surrounded by somebody that has been through something. So when I, like, obviously you don't go looking for disabled people, but
No,
you
but
can
you
kinda,
can
know what
notice
I mean?
it.
At the airport,
Aye,
going like
we're
that.
looking
Nice
going-
ego.
It's like, what do you call that when you're people watching? We're going
What's it?
disabled watching.
Aye. So,
Smash or
They
pass.
get grown.
look at the way
Pass.
they're walking. You know what I mean? What's up with them? It's a new wee game for you, Ryan. Fill your
Disabled
Saturdays.
watching.
But I do feel more. I just look in the mirror. But I feel more. I'm more educated, and that probably your friends feel that as well. And
Yeah, absolutely.
They probably tell people your story more than you do. Because I tell his story to people all the time.
Aye,
But
'cause
Yeah.
you've got to defend me all the time because of
Aye.
steroids and everything.
aye,
like-
so a lot of people kind of like say, "Oh, Johnny's putting a lot of weight,"
Oh my god, I've
and
had
I'm
that.
going
yeah.
like that. Fuck
Yeah.
off. Know what I mean?
Because I'm on steroids 24/7. That's my
Yeah.
anti-rejection. So like my post-transplant, I'm post-transplant. I'm usually about 12 stone, aren't I? Because me and
You
you've got
were
the
12 and a half.
12 and a half. 79
Was that
kilogram.
after-
I've been 79 kilogram. That was like just 12.
Aye.
So that was my thing with post-transplant. I can go all the way up to like just nearly touching 20. And I can get down to like 17, 20,
Because you're not,
17.
So, yeah.
you're not a major eater.
No, but it's my stretch marks.
But the
So like,
steroids make you eat though.
Oh,
you end up eating
so
everything
that's what I
in
mean.
sight.
So your stretch marks as well. Like people
Yeah.
go, how do you get stretch marks? Like, I know you're big, but like you didn't have them the other week. Yeah, like it's pure hunters, and you're like, because it's fluid. You end
just
up stretching.
Fluid,
You're
yeah.
so quick that it goes stretching. That's you straight away.
Yeah.
But as you're saying, do your friends have to defend
Educate
you
people.
quite a bit and like educate people?
Yeah, big time. They definitely educate people. Like, I think people are either scared to ask or kind of like don't want to know. You do find that. Like, so I used to post all the time on Facebook about what I was going through, and the amount of folk that I grew up with that deleted me. They were like, I don't want to see that. Like,
Yeah.
they say they're, and I get people have their own problems. I appreciate that. But sometimes, like, posting online to try and get that word out there will not only help you, but like everyone
Aye.
that's
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
suffering.
That's the whole point of like this. Like, I like to hear other people's stories, and
Yeah.
I mean, it might be somebody that now just starting off, like something's like, because we've got somebody part of the team that I think it's got Crohn's, and
Yeah.
then he obviously a different form of it, but it's good to see people like yourself, because I'm saying you're normal, you know what I mean? Like, you're just somebody that's getting on with life and getting on. So it might give somebody like a little bit of
a wee boost.
wee-
Because I feel
wee
like
bit
I
of
needed
hope.
that. See, I had nobody like that. Like in my town as well, I was really the first to have and be open about a
Yeah.
stoma bag. There was probably plenty that had it,
Yeah.
but it was really taboo.
Yeah.
And like you just did not discuss that at all.
And you just associate it with an elderly person.
Correct.
'Cause
That's
my-
the thing.
My
But that's
mum's
the
auntie's
same-
got one.
Yeah.
It's the exact same as any disease, I think now, or disability. I'd say disease.
Aye.
Oh no!
I know,
You've labelled
because we
it.
were
Like
thinking
D-word.
because like any, like when you get into dialysis, kidney failure, it's all people. You must see the same when you were in getting surgeries.
Yeah.
It's a lot, so they do just go, that's for old people. What you get that for?
Aye,
As if there's just something wrong with you. Like,
I don't know
"Oh."
about you, but like seeing social kind of like environments, do you struggle sometimes? Because see, like in nights out, if anything goes wrong, nobody there understands me. Yes, my friends are there, but see with that like drink in
Yeah.
the system, nobody seems to care. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
I've found that it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, I get really quite anxiety because I'm like, who here can help me?
Oh, that's it.
That's the
aye,
thing.
aye.
Like
I'm at the
nobody-
stage
Aye.
where like I'm always with friends like him. We're usually always nights out together. If I go wrong, he knows I'm on new blood thinners because I kept getting clots. So he knows if I get cut straight away,
Big
pressure
shit.
on it, hospital straight away. He needs to get. He can't. If he bleeds, he can
Yeah.
die straight away. So But as you're saying, if you're out with people, you need to
a
make
new
sure
environment,
it's a
yeah.
new environment. So if you're out with people you don't know, like for
So
instance,
what would go wrong?
So,
Right.
my bag likes to fly off sometimes. One time,
jigging away?
Everyone's like,
Honestly.
"What's that?"
that company.
Is that fry pass me?
Yeah, so like one time, what did I do? Like, see if you eat something that it doesn't like, fuck me, it's like somebody turned on a tap of shit and then it fires out like that and the bag can come flying. I swear to God, like that's what happened in that airport.
With that TikTok you done with the little, as if it was talking to you. It was like, bitch. Right, see
that's
that?
it.
Feed me, bitch.
Feed me, bitch. No. Aye. So that's what literally the bag can
So
go
like
flying.
I got given a laxative before like a scan one time and I'm like, why would you do that? Something to a stoma bag, right? And I also got given like almost a sedative thing. So it was when I was still with my ex and he was driving in the car. Sorry, karma served him right here, by the way.
Aye. Hope it wasn't leather.
I was like tired and that, and then next thing I felt my bag come off and I was like, oh no, shit. All over like struggling like
So
that. I was like,
I've had shitting on
Aye,
that
we've
before.
had-
see,
aye.
because I was so tired as well, I was like, oh well, oh, with that.
It's-
And he was
it's
like,
done now.
pull in and
It's done now. Just leave it. Just leave it until we park up.
But I was like, why would you? Because when I was in the hospital, I was like, nothing's happening with this laxative. Like, this is so weird. And then the job was done and I was on my way home. We still had 45 minutes to get home because that was the nearest hospital. And yeah, the car was,
Right off.
a right
Aye.
off. But I'm like, hell, mind you, get out of here.
That's it.
So that's what kind of. So
Yeah.
let's say I see somebody, and like the stoma bag comes off, or the
Yeah.
thingy bag comes off. What could I do?
Well,
Can
for
you
the
touch
mo-
it?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
obviously- no, I mean like us. Like, can we pick it up because of the germs and that?
You could, yeah. It is, they like it to be as sterile as possible,
Yeah.
obviously, but at the end of the day, it's going to be covered in shit
Aye,
anyway.
aye.
So how sterile can it really
To be fair, I had
be?
shit on my hand this morning changing her. So
It's
Yeah.
normal.
standard for me.
Just
I'm
a
pure,
standard day?
just puke shit. That's me. I do that
That's
Yeah.
every
deal
day.
with
So
it
it's-
every day.
aye.
Yeah, so like basically for the most part when a bag comes off, it slightly peels, but that in itself is catastrophic because obviously it then starts
gonna
going,
explode.
and
Yeah.
you can't, like at that time, if you don't have a change of bag or anywhere to change, you're going to be covered in shit. The good thing is, like, because it's from here, most people won't put two and two together that that's what it is. So you maybe
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
a little period of time where you're like, okay, I can go and change or
Change,
whatever,
aye.
and nobody's going to know because the stain's just going to be there
Yeah,
rather
that
than where
located,
it would be
aye.
for most people. But what you could do, I guess, is like go to a toilet and get toilet roll and kind of like pack it,
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing. And that is probably the only thing, and just get them to like a kind of quieter environment because see if that's busy, that's your worst
Yeah,
nightmare.
exactly.
Like,
Everybody's
it's-
staring at
Exactly, yeah.
Because I have had like, I used to get bleeding down there.
Yeah.
And I remember once we went camping with the full family, and family eating like meat, it can bleed. And we went on a boat trip. It was like Little Ormond, one of the boat trips.
Oh, the wee little woman put ones.
And it looks like you've bleed down there. It looks like shit because it is
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
from
brown.
there.
It'll be so
dark.
brown.
So
aye,
it turned
aye.
brown, and I could see my brother like kind of, and everybody looking, and my brother's like, "By the way, that's like there," and I'm like, and I'm having to go off this boat, and like you're trying not to like have people notice you, but as you're saying, if everybody's there, you get more anxiety. Like, so it is better to try and get to
Yeah.
fuck away from
Fuck
people.
away from it,
Just
move it.
away from, yeah.
Aye. So that's another thing I was going like. So you still do nights out, stuff like that.
Yep.
So you're part of this. Are you? Is it to do with you, the clothing brand?
No,
you just a
it's
model?
not. I'm just a model. So I basically knew one of the designers for this company, and he created clothing individually to start with when I first met him. I actually met him through TikTok, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I was joking about having a shark bite in my left-hand side, but actually it's my scar from the stoma, and it blew up. Folk actually thought I'd been attacked by a shark. So I was then having to...
it
does look
see
like
with my
that.
arm, because the way it goes all the way right up.
Folk will
I used to
believe
go, I used to get, I was attacked by a shark and everything. What do you mean? I was like, oh, it was terrible. I used to get a bit.
My pal's like, he doesn't know nothing about it. Oh, my pal Stuart, he thought that's where the kidney was.
He said that the other
Is
week.
that where your kidney is?
He
I'm
went,
going,
is that where your kidney? And
No.
Craig looked at him and went, no, Johnny, because we were in the gym and Johnny, go tell John, what did you ask what that was? Is that where your kidney is? We were like, oh my God.
I just moved up.
I just moved up there for that, wasn't it?
Just fucking kidneys and livers
Yeah.
hanging at the heat.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The clothing. So it was like they got in touch with me and said, look, maybe you should apply for this. We're going to open it up and try and get like the disabled community involved, obviously, because that's what the clothing surrounding. And I was like, oh, cool. And obviously it was London, so I was like, I ain't going to get this. Like, there's no way I'm going to get. There's going to be so many people. I really didn't think I would get it. And then when I got it, I was absolutely buzzing because I was like, this is, see, like me stuck in the hospital bed when I couldn't walk. Like, it was kind of my wheelchair days. That was what I wanted to do. And I kept saying to Mum, I want to sell like my story to papers and stuff. She'd be like, calm down. We'll do it in years to come. And now I've done over and above that and been to London and like model clothing specifically for it. Like old me would have been crying with happiness. You know what I mean? I never dreamed in a million years I'd be doing that.
Aye, and it's mad though, because it's like I said, the whole negative to positive thing is like, it's a bit positive that's come out of it, but you probably did happy because you're privileged to be
Absolutely.
like that, like not like a spokesperson for it, but like just to be able to be like projecting it.
Yeah, like the person I needed back then, I'm now that
Yeah,
person. It's weird how like that happens because I never thought that I would be that confident, especially when folk are telling you like everything you're already thinking about yourself, that you're worthless, all this, and if folk are saying it to you, you know, you're gonna believe it, aren't you?
I can't
I
believe
think
that.
some
That does my
doctors are
tits
just
in.
as bad as well. I think.
Oh,
I don't know if your doctors
Don't
are
get me
just
started.
because I remember the doctor said to me when I first got my fistula, you're only got to be lift 2.5 kilogram. Your arm's got to be, because I had one fistula there already and it failed.
Right.
And they tried to use my right arm, but I was young at the time. And I went, that's my dominant arm. I'm not touching
No,
that. So they went, right, well, we can do it. And I seen this one Nigerian surgeon. He's like, yeah, okay, we'll try it, because he was the one that realised I don't take milk to local anaesthetic either. I need knocked out, or else I can feel
Yeah.
it. So he managed to do it, and I'm like, it's so much. But the doctor said to me, 2.5, you're not be able to lift me. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And we smashed that. Like,
I
like
think we got you up to like 22.5 or something.
we done 3 reps at 27.5,
Aye,
because I went at the 30s.
Oh, so you did,
It's a 27.5. And then like that was them saying, you know, now I've got to start again because I felt unwell, and you know what it's like, if you're unwell, your body just totally
You
deteriorates.
take it 10 times
So now I'm
worse.
back in, but the doctors are, I think, some of them are great. I'm not going to lie, some of them, you get the odd one that'll try and bring you down to a level you're like, you feel like shit about yourself.
Yeah.
And just saying, people do tell you that all the time, or you'll not be able to do much. Like one of the ones I get told, well, you know this yourself, not getting into too much, you'll never get a mortgage. That's one thing I was told.
What?
Aye, because I was on dialysis, it's not I couldn't work. I was 3 days a week in there.
Yeah.
But
It was impossible.
I did.
It was impossible to work.
Impossible to work. No get one. Okay. You could hear. I obviously had to leave my accounts job, but I had a accountancy, got a mortgage, everything.
I
So,
just was going to say, like, you've got a degree, and then you'd done
Yeah, I did my law degree. And
law degree. Aye.
see, I was doing a bit of law while doing accountancy, because you need to do a bit of law
Yeah.
while doing
Aye.
accountancy.
Oh, God.
Because obviously you need to
I
learn a
couldn't
bit.
do accountancy. Hats off to you. That's
Oh,
a tough
it's
one. Yeah.
it was it's all numbers, and then you get to the final year, and it's like a dissertation of like 20,000 words. You've got to read, and you're like, I hate
No, I
this.
couldn't be doing that. I'm no one for getting.
What kind of law degree? Crooky's asking you about.
just
I
law.
wasn't God,
I'm
by
like,
the way.
God, is that you?
Is that those Brazilians again?
Any Brazilians?
Just law, just honours in law. It was just like all sorts of law. So you did like a mix. So it was like property,
Aye.
like all sorts, contract law, family
was
law.
gonna
We
say.
taste of everything to see kind of what route you wanted to go down. But yeah, some of it property law. Oh my God,
Aye. It's
never
Contract law.
again. Like so boring.
Isn't the property law in Scotland a lot more clear cut than England though?
Yeah, I would say so, but I would still say, like, see if you're not interested in like what a house has to offer in terms of land and who you're going to be arguing your neighbour about when you would knock down walls and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody really cares.
Yes.
I know.
That's it.
It's as if they put that in for you to gear up.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, I'm not doing this anymore. Oh, wait, McDonald's.
But as much as you're saying it's a Scottish law and easy, you don't do Scottish law. See, when I done
know,
accountancy,
it's
I don't know if you
No,
like that.
it's weird.
Scottish
yeah.
law's completely different,
Scotland
all bases.
So when you're when I was doing my accountancy, it was all like British like accountancy done. And it made it worse because British is like 20, 40, 45. Scotland's like 19, 20, 21. And you're
Next
like,
thing, there's like I had an argument with somebody one time over the right to roam.
Oh, okay,
As in
yeah.
Scotland, you have the right to roam. Like I could walk into any field, walk into anybody's back door. You can more or less, as long as there's no ill intent or like any laws being broken,
Yeah.
as long as you're not doing anything illegal. But no, you can't. Like you can't come into my so I could technically, like if you got a driveway, I could technically park my car on it and walk about. Like it's the laws there's for that. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like Scottish law is really different to English
know,
laws.
but they don't educate anybody
yeah,
on it.
exactly. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know. Like, is it not that you can't fish for salmon on a Sunday in Scotland?
Aye, aye, aye.
That's a bit of a random one.
See, to be
but
fair,
I mean,
though, most of our rights to fish now are just all gone.
Yeah,
But I don't know
true,
since
for
the
the most
EU
part.
we're trying to
separation.
get it back now. We're trying to get like you can fish.
You see, when I found this out that all their northern fishing just
Yeah.
gets fucked off to Europe, I'm going, what the fuck? You know what
Because
I
we
mean?
were
Like,
part of the EU, that was one thing they wanted.
wanted our fishing rights, so we could only fish. We could only keep a certain percentage. So like 5% of our fish kept inland, and the rest had to get exported for like low cost, pure cheap as fuck, because
Yeah.
that was part of the agreement.
I'm saying that as if I'm
Bloody
offended. I
bastard.
don't like fish.
I don't like. Well, I mean, if I eat fish, it's going to come out like fish anyway.
Aye,
So
so-
like, I'm not eating
Aye.
fish. Like
That
that's
was
a
aye.
no.
You'd be
I do not eat fish at all.
You must be staying away from certain foods, aye, because I stay
used
away
to.
from
In
certain
fact,
foods.
actually, when I got my bag, I don't know if it was maybe just the timing, and I only just realised I liked scallops, right? Because I don't know if it's like scallops, whatever. But they were like dead meaty, like chicken, and I kept projectile vomiting. I've actually developed some sort of like allergy. But it's not all shellfish. Like scallops just reject within the first hour,
You
and
think
it's
they'd
weird.
make like we scented Stoma bags?
Well, that's another thing. They don't tell you that they exist. Well, it's not like the Stoma bags
Lemon and lime and all
themselves. Yeah, I've got
you get
like
bin
lemon
bags for
drops
that?
and stuff to put in it. So they actually make them. So mint, lemon. I think there's all different scents. See because like the older generation don't get told this because
Aye.
they don't really take care of it themselves. They have a wee hand
Yeah,
to do
that's
it.
it.
And that's why there's such a negative stigma around it because other people are dealing with that and they're going, oh, that's disgusting. But see, when you're young, you can really maintain that. If you're fit, for the most part, you can maintain that and it can be clean. Like I keep mine on for about 3 days because if I take it, it can irritate the skin sort of thing. But it can smell nice, like it can smell
I was
minty.
going to say that because, like, see when you do look after yourself diet wise, like, just even my own like flow,
Yeah.
My own flow.
my own
flow.
flow is a lot easier and there's less of it, and it's
Yeah.
like it's not like and. I would imagine that obviously that's what they try and push you to do, like try and like
Yeah.
stay away from certain foods. So
I did get a blockage one time. I was going to say I forgot to chew a parsnip, right?
just swallow it
I
all.
guess that's what happened, yeah. And then it got jammed and it was Christmas and I was like, something's not right here. And I was like, I'm in a lot of pain. Do you know what they did? They like put their finger in
Oh,
it, right? But see, because you have no nerve
Nerve.
endings, you're like, somebody's inside me.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on. Like you can actually feel it inside, but it's not. It's like outside. I
That's
was
like
like,
something. Have you ever watched The Boys?
the boys, yeah.
That's like
Aye.
see the bit with the guy with the fish guy, and they're sitting prodding his fucking gills and that. And she's
Yeah.
getting her turned on it.
It's weird, like,
Aye.
and then she was like, and I'm like, oh my god, and then they put an enema in that instead, and it eventually came out. But that parsnip honestly haunts me to this day. I'm like, I could chew everything, but how can you swallow a parsnip so
parsnip,
big?
must
that
have been hungry,
It
aye.
blocks it. I know. I was like, Christmas dinner.
I've just realised the market out there, as you just said, they've got scents, perfume and aftershave ones.
Oh yeah.
I'd be a market for it.
What aftershave smelling stomas?
Yeah.
Aye, but you think about it, you're walking about and you get that wee smell.
Am I- that's the
after-
other way
Aqua
about.
does you in my bag.
I'm thinking the other way about. I'm thinking you're thinking of making aftershaves that smell like fucking stoma bags. That's what I thought. And I'm going like that. Why would anybody want that?
Oh my god, I'm not that bad. Go, I ain't no problem with that. Fuck's sake,
Fry
no.
up. You know what I mean?
Imagine.
Fry up smell.
TikTok shop, man.
No, I TikTok shop for
Get
it.
that jumping. That's what I thought you said.
Obviously
But no.
not. I mean,
But I definitely need to the smell for
Aye.
it. Well, I didn't assume they would have that, but I thought, right, well, I'm not a fucking genius, and I've already thought, they should have like nice smelling ones.
Yeah.
As you're saying, the older generation, if they're getting it cleaned
They
after
don't know.
them,
Because
they don't know.
we bought bin bags the other day and I'll crock the bin bags off it. You smell like lemon and lime, man. These are magic. I'm sitting wafting that about the
Just
kitchen.
attach
Oh
a
my
bin bag
god,
to
you're
it.
so old.
Stick this because I stuck it in right.
That smells.
I'm not getting lighted here. Aye, but again, you'll probably be, because you're young. You've probably got the mentality though to try and make it.
Find it, because they don't tell you, like they don't tell you can get
Because there's
these
no cure to
jobs.
this though, isn't it not? So
No,
it's just
no cure.
it's
Which is kind of gutting, but I feel like I saw something in the
Excuse
news
the
the other
pun.
day that it's gutting. I just got that one right over my head. Yeah. It's sad that there's no cure, but at the same time, like you need to learn to live with it.
Yep.
But if you're not going to point people in the right direction, we're failing in that department.
Aye,
because
Yeah.
people need pointed in the right direction. It doesn't really matter, regardless of age, because there might be somebody out there that's fit for their 70s or whatever,
Oh,
and they
aye,
want
aye.
to go out, and I've had
Social.
people come to me and like say, "Oh, my dad's got a stoma bag and he doesn't really want to talk about it. Do you mind like speaking to him?" And I've done that for people who haven't even told any of their family they have stoma bags, and a lot of people in my small town where I am would never know these people have it, and I know because they've came to me, and that's a nice feeling
Yeah.
that they
Aye.
felt secure enough
aye.
to ask me.
Aye, because you're super open. They don't feel like they'll offend you with
Yeah.
questions. That's
Absolutely.
again, that was probably the reason why I asked you to come on, because I thought, right, well, I don't think she'll, with my naivety, be
Yeah.
offended by my questions. Know what I mean?
No,
Because
not
it is
at all.
again, I wasn't going to Google it, because Google could have told me wrong, and then that again is naive
Yeah.
to just Google something and think you know everything.
It's confusing on there though. It can put you down like wee rabbit holes, and you're like, "How did I
Aye.
get here?"
Because I
Have you
remember
seen the ones when you've settled up your own symptoms? It's
You are gonna die in
you're
7
gonna
days.
die. You're like, what the fuck? I just said I've got something wrong with my toe here. I'm gonna die.
I don't.
Guantanamo,
I refrain from Dr. Google.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
but I
that's
think
best.
like it's an automatic thing. Like if you've got an illness, you quickly check it before you don't want to pester your doctor straight
So
away
true.
with something.
You have
stupid.
so much.
So
Yeah.
like you're like, I'll quickly check it, and you're like, as you said, you go down a rabbit hole and go, Jesus Christ, how did I end up here? And it's like, telling you get this wrong, be that right.
This is the thing I've noticed with you, and I wonder if you've got the same. You, if you got yourself kind of worked up going to doctors and
Yeah, I avoid them.
surgeries and all that, because
Yeah.
he's paranoid about going
Same,
back
like
again. And
they
talking
sometimes,
to them.
and they don't mean it, but they make you feel like you're wasting their time.
Yeah.
But you've obviously know what you've been through, so then you feel like, well, this is worrying me, but it's not like a genuine concern for them sometimes, and it's like, well, it is for me because it's
You
affecting
know your
my
body, and you know
day.
what's,
Yeah,
what it's,
correct.
your experience.
Is he trying to argue with like specialists saying, I
Yeah.
know my body, this isn't right? They're like, oh no. Like one of my gastro actually told me, you should be embarrassed you can't make it to the toilet at the age of 19. The surgeon actually said to him, I think you need to go apologise to her, because that was the fistula. It was
Yeah.
coming through, and obviously you don't control that. You
No,
can't
no, it's
control
it's
that.
just flowing.
So
We-
once he found that, he
They
said
all-
to him, go and apologise.
I had the exact same situation when my first transplant failed. I know it was failing because I've been on dialysis. I know potassium, high
Yep.
potassium feels like. And I said to my doctor, by the way, my transplant failed. No, it's not. It's just in your head. I'm like, I can tell you it's not in my head. He went, trust me, it's in your head. I went, it's not. I know it's failing. And he's like, right, okay. Well, if that's how you feel, come back in a few days' time and we'll take your bloods. So a few days passed by, my transplant's failing. Right, we'll take your bloods then. Later on that night, 5 o'clock, your transplant's failing. You need to head up to the Western Infirmary to try and get it sorted. And I'm
That's
like,
the thing.
I
so
told
that,
you that several days ago.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, so that kind of, it's like a PTSD thing
It
for you.
is.
So you're scared of that conversation again.
Oh,
Know what I
aye.
mean, you're scared that you're probably thinking the smallest little thing. You're going, fuck, is that my kidney?
well,
Yeah.
you're the same as also people say to me, can you not forget about it? So my morning wakes up, I'm taking tablets.
Yeah.
Before I go to sleep at night, take
Take
tablets.
Just to
yeah.
remind you. Of
I
what's
came back from
happening.
holiday. I had a letter to get my nose checked. I had my fistula getting checked.
I look better, by the way.
I know, because I got a wee suntan for my holiday. And then they've recommended me to see a therapist as well. So you're getting all these letters and people are like, can you not forget about it? Come back for holiday, you've got all the letters, you're going, you never
See,
can,
that's
are
a
you
big,
the same?
That's
Oh,
a big
absolutely.
thing I think they should push a wee bit more is, because you, maybe people older as well, but see people going through all this at a young age.
Yeah. It's dramatic. Yeah.
Because it's like, you might be powering through it and got all these things, but see when it gets to a certain point where you're kind of like, that's definitely affected me.
That's the
Know what I mean?
demons always there, isn't it? Behind the back of your head.
100%.
As you said, there's always, as you said about your ex saying that to you, there's always something there at the back of your head telling you it's there, it's there,
I
it's
mean,
there.
I've got like a fucking PTSD for my Twitch growing up through school. No, I mean, like,
Because of how
make
folk
me
made
feel
you
bad.
feel. Is it?
Aye,
Well,
it's fucking-
why
aye.
folk made you
He's
feel
fucking
him.
aye. So I kind of got my Twitch was really bad through school. So when but do you know, I was a wee bit paranoid about doing this because I thought, right, well, I'm going to see myself twitching. I don't feel it. I don't see it. People do mention it. Go, you're twitching a bit, and I'm going, I'm either tired or I'm run down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel it. And then see when I watch it back, going like, do you know what? It's not fucking
Not
big a
bad.
deal.
Because your Twitch used to be bad when you were in school.
Aye.
Like, you used to have the wee blink thing.
It used
quite
to be
bad.
the constant blink.
But
and then
Craig's
the
isn't
old
that
fucking
bad.
neck thing.
Until
Yeah.
somebody else is doing it.
Oh,
So
by
he
the
can
way,
be sit perfectly fine.
don't even
And if
mention it,
somebody
by the way.
else
Don't even
starts
talk about
twitching,
it.
he
There's a
starts
guy.
doing it.
There's
It's
a
a
guy.
competition.
There's a guy.
Yes.
There's a guy coming into my work, right, and he's got a fucking one that's doing all this,
Right.
and I'm staring at my eyes are drying up and all that, and I was like, you need to get him out of here, man. I'm going to end up fucking spasming here because I could not stop my eyes from blinking.
Yeah.
Because he just reminded me that I've got a twitch, and
It's like when somebody yawns. Maybe
Aye.
it's that
It's
sort
like-
of thing. Oh no, he's yawning.
my wee
and
boy
then
makes me
subconscious.
yawn so he can yawn because he says, I keep getting the feeling to yawn, but I can't do it. I'm like, okay, right. Now away he goes. Look, somebody will yawn in a
Yeah,
minute.
that's maybe what who's
But
doing it.
who's doing a yawn?
I feel like coming.
I'm trying to hold my breath.
But no, I can't be around. I can't be around it. Like, so there's a few people I know with twitches, and I try and forget about it because it fucking sets me off.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
fucking
trigger.
picking away.
So
and all
you
that.
said that about watching it, you were kind of a bit thing maybe.
I was
your
happy
PTSD.
to watch it. Do you know what? It actually gave me a wee boost. Going, do you know what? It's not fucking not the end of the world.
Is
you know
that
what I
what
mean?
people saying to us? The two years are dead, kind of like twitchy,
Twitchy
moving
and
about. And
moving.
I'm going, you're sitting on a leather couch.
And you don't
You've
sit
got a
like-
big light on you. I
sit
said,
like a man
you
fucking
don't want to just
zombie.
sit pure straight. Hi there. Would you like to watch it? You got to sit and move a bit
Yeah,
to get
it's
more
got to be
relaxed.
like natural,
Aye.
be yourself sort of thing.
And that's
yeah.
it. So I do feel like you do kind of get in your head, it's always there. And I think
Aye.
your PTSD.
And you always live with it, and it's good that you, like we talk about negative energies, that living with it and remembering these wee things will probably power you through certain
Yeah.
situations your
Oh,
whole
absolutely.
life. You know what I mean? Him saying, "Oh, you'll never get a boyfriend," and
Yeah.
then fucking, do you know what? Fuck no, fuck
Yeah,
you. You know what I
exactly.
mean? You probably told him to fuck off
Gotta
about
say
100
something
times,
to
and you're
I was
he's
gonna go, turn and go 5-year pals are in my DM.
That's it. No, that's exactly what happened though, and I'm like, karma's a bitch. Like it did it itself. It wasn't me. Like
aye.
you know, it happens. But then that's what happens to you. Like when you judge somebody like that and make those comments, it's gonna come around to bite you in the ass
Aye.
at some point because you never know when something like that's gonna happen
happen
to
to
you.
you.
Because we're all
And-
human at the end of the day.
Well,
We're all
that's
gonna
it.
get something.
And you only
so-
have, honest to God, say the way life works, by the way. It's like you've got life 1 minute and life not the next.
Yeah.
And
so
it's
you've
super
got to enjoy
important. Aye, because I'm going through something now with somebody, and the fact that it goes from 0 to 100, like a phone call
Yeah.
can change your entire life.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? So when yous have got this situation which has happened to yous, like I feel that yous should embrace. Like I always like say to you, like make the most of everything.
You
It's hard
keep
to though,
pushing me
because
to
Yeah.
TikToks and that.
I keep
to try
pushing
and-
you to kind of
Even when he
promote.
messaged me, he was saying about you though as
Aye.
well. Do you know what I mean?
Like-
So you obviously inspired
Aye,
people
so
as well.
it's like, well, like I say that, like if you can get through, no, you've got through. You know what I mean? I don't both of you had a choice. You know what I mean?
No,
You had to
no.
get through. You know what I
And
mean?
in fairness, I was like, can somebody just kill me off right now because
Aye.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like
Aye.
I'm
Do you
really
know I
done.
said that? I've always like I did want to at one point as well, and it was never the whole I'm tired of this. It was always just how sore you were.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was.
the pain.
I think
pain,
people went,
aye.
"Oh, it must be. Is it mentally struggling?" No, it's the pain struggle.
Yeah.
You were so sore
Nobody
that you
gets
just
that
didn't
either.
really want to. It's like not like I'm just dead. It was nothing like that. You
No.
were just in that much pain. You're going.
But you've never, like you've had it since age 18, and I've never seen you feel, maybe do behind closed doors, but feel sorry for yourself.
No.
No, I think you've always got to look in the positive. So,
Aye.
as I said, I'd get in dialysis, so I'd have to get in. I'd get the old boys their papers in the morning because we'd get picked up in the wee bus. Get the old boys their papers. I'd go and get their cushions and that for them. You'd always have the laugh of them. They'd tell you their stories. And one of the guys when I first met, he was in the World War II. So it was good to speak to them. But you've always got to look in the positives and everything. My first transplant failed. My son was just getting born. So I thought, looked at it as a point of, I'm going to dialysis 3 years a week. I need to go to sleep after it.
Yeah.
That's
Then
4
you
days a week I've got with him fully.
Aye.
So you've always, I don't know if you're like that, you try and look in the full positives on it.
Well, like,
Yeah.
I know it's been positive sides and a wee bit of dark humour, but like through COVID, I take it you weren't rushing about looking for toilet paper.
That was bloody brilliant.
Aye.
Honestly, I saved so much money. I was
that's one
sitting here
thing I
like,
thought
get up,
about.
use all, I'm fine.
They're all scraps
There's a
of
wee-
toilet paper. You're
going
like,
for it.
well, I shade on that crap.
Do you know what makes it worse? But I remember that bit in COVID. And with farm foods, I always get my, I tell you about Nicky, the toilet roll Nicky for farm foods. It used to be 3 for a tenner, and it was a big massive ones. See, when that first all happened, I was going to grab 3 big thingies. People go, look at that bastard grabbing the toilet roll. I'm like, so the fucking deal, leave me alone.
Aye. And the price of the fucking. Plus, you remember going into shops and it's like you lived one pack.
One
Yeah.
pack
Size
per
one
person.
pack.
Aye.
Actually limited. Isn't that mental that we lived through that? It blows my mind.
See,
When
when
I
you
think
look
about it now, I'm like,
Look back
that
at
happened?
pictures. And
Did you get the fear through COVID? Because I got the letters coming in saying, you're at risk.
You're gonna die.
Gonna die.
Aye.
If you feel sad and anything, you cannot leave the house. Look out the window and find
Yeah.
a good view. That's
Honestly,
what you got.
it's scary because obviously I was shielding. That was the term.
That's what I got.
Oh my god, like it scared you because even though like obviously it was scary for everyone, but when you've got those conditions that you know, I'm fucked if I get this. Like I am.
you have to take a different. Because me, I was like, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Like from the get go, I'll be fine. Obviously, it could have got me and something could have happened, right? But I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need to worry. But again, people like you are sitting there going, "Fuck." You know what I
But
mean?
the letters didn't help you. We got
The
from the Scottish
letters were
government,
like, yeah,
you're
quite
going to
scary.
die if you leave the house. Just watch, there's something round the corner waiting on you. And you're like,
Surprised you didn't get those phone calls. You're gonna die.
aye,
someday.
that's
Like,
Did you ever get the wee boxes, the food boxes?
yeah.
Yes,
Did you just
because
get
the
Just the health.
health
Yeah,
thing,
health.
like they generally.
Yeah.
Aye.
See, I took. No,
It's mental, isn't it? But you see
You're-
folk that had nothing and then they died. It's like what happened there? Like
Aye.
it really.
But your condition's an immune.
Yeah.
Aye.
So
Not-
that was
not
the
an
problem.
autoimmune. It's
yeah.
an immune disease. So
Well, autoimmune, yeah.
Oh, aye.
But it like so I have asthma as well, and that was really more their concern rather than the Crohn's.
yeah, I've got
Aye,
asthma as well, so
Yeah.
that was the thing I was saying to me as
Exactly.
well.
because
So,
the
like,
flu could get you.
Aye.
Yeah,
that's the
well,
flu
I
did.
got the flu jab one time. This is what actually scared me more about COVID than anything. I got flu jab once and one time only. And a week after I got the flu jab, I got hospitalised on Christmas Day with pneumonia. And they tried to tell me it wasn't connected. And I went back and I've refused it ever since. And I've not had the flu that bad ever since. And they keep telling me, oh, you're silly for not getting it. And I'm like,
I hate that
but I
fucking-
appreciate what you're saying. And I appreciate that you do think it helps. But for me personally, that didn't work. So accept what I'm telling you. I know that you think it's stupid, but I know my body. Again,
That's it.
I know
And
my
not
body
every
best.
drug's going to help.
I took the
Yeah.
first
Same
COVID
person.
jab, and I
Aye.
get clots
Yeah.
in my lung.
He was
End up in hospital. I get clots in my lung, so I had it recently again as well. But when you get clots in your lungs, it gets your heart an overload.
Yeah.
So you nearly had a heart attack with it.
Tachycardia would be really
Catheter
fast.
Tachycardia,
Yeah.
space.
Aye, aye.
So I nearly had that when I first got COVID, and then to this day they still sent. I only had one vaccine. After that, I went on refusing it. My brother was a big one, not take the vaccine. He said, "Look at my brother, look what happened to him." And they still send me to this day, "Would you like a jag?" And I'm like, "No, get to fuck." I've
Yeah,
said
like you've
no.
said.
My doctors don't ask me, but still, like your
Aye.
government
I
letters thing.
kept trying to get blackmailed because we were pregnant with our second, and so they tried to force me to get it because they're saying that if I didn't get it, I was going to
Doing me the
put the
baby.
Young
baby in
kids,
danger.
yeah.
And I was like, she was trying to hit me out with that shit, and I went, listen, says I've been around the block. Like, I know, like I've got my own person. You know what I mean? I said I don't need somebody to guilt trip me into
Yeah.
fuck all. You know what I mean?
You eat their sandwiches at your work when you're sitting there.
Fuck's sake, aye, my hands are manky, man. I'm sitting there eating fuck.
Honestly, but
Aye,
generally
I know.
his hands are like full of talent. He's feeling like
Aye,
a
it's all
sandwich.
like, aye, like
Bon
duck.
Aye.
appetit.
Aye, no, that's no flavour for me. See, the fellow one time, it was actually only last week. I was fucking about in the hut, but right, and do you know the smell of an old hut? Do you know that
Yeah,
smell?
it's kind of like an old woody,
Ah,
kind of
yeah.
fusty.
So
Yeah.
I was sitting eating a sandwich and went, I can fucking smell and taste that. I maybe should wash my hands for the next sandwich. You know what I mean? Especially when you put the sandwich down and there's like wee black outlines. So you're going,
Get a wee splinter in your gum.
aye, so my
Probably
immune
just get
system.
gloves, not to wear for working, just to when you're eating your sandwich, put a glove on, go there.
Aye,
You
because
Yeah.
I know my immune system's been. We grew up fucking.
go. Playing fights with mud and everything. and all
Aye,
that,
you grew. As I'm saying that, like what did you? Sorry.
27.
27,
Yeah.
so you're like 7 years young. You're probably a generation before, but like you might have grew up the same way, but you grew up outside.
Oh, you know, we
Grew
were
up
the same.
full
Yeah,
of it, know what I
absolutely.
mean? Whereas my wee boy's 7 and he is quite an outdoorsy, but he loves it. But there's no other kids in the street coming
Yeah.
out, so he goes out for 5 minutes, comes back in, goes.
Nobody
like,
else is
"Sorry."
there, yeah. We were always encouraged to go and climb trees and whatever
That's
else.
it.
That was
My mum and dad used to be raging if you came in the door.
Aye,
Agreed.
that's what I'd be
Same
like,
as mine.
what you doing home?
If you come back in again, you're in.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
My gran actually used to make me weed her garden before I could eat. I'm not joking. It sounds like some
Was
sort
she
of torture,
fucking
right?
German? Know what I mean?
But it actually was great because it was good for my fitness. And then I think she did it on
Good my
purpose.
fitness. Aye, Gran's getting my fitness up. She's getting me weed in this garden.
But then she made me have a siesta with it, right? And I'm 7, so I'm obviously like,
What the
can you sleep? And she's like, siesta time, and I was like,
Aye,
but I would
Love a
actually fall asleep
siesta.
after the weeding. So I think that she was strategic with it.
aye, I love a good siesta.
I'm sure that's what German says. I know we were strategic with that.
Aye, like we get you fucking working.
Aye, we
Aye,
get you working.
yes, sniff this.
Aye, you'll be alright.
Aye.
Oh,
I know that, as I say, our generation grew up, and I think that's what helped with I'm saying that I'm sitting with two people with probably really terrible immune systems.
Aye,
But
we're
like,
the
the
ones-
worst.
we all were all out and catching germs and getting the cold, and I think that's probably going to be lost pretty soon.
Yeah, I
'cause
think so.
People panicking about getting the cold. You know what I mean? See, when like you've got a newborn baby and you get the cold, oh, it's a shame. Going, well, no, because it fucking grow them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it'll
Build
work
them
better
up.
in the long
I'm
term.
just
Yeah.
wipe
Yeah.
their nose and on the
Go
go.
on it.
I know.
See the wee Wayne's like windows and trains as well.
Aye.
Just build up
Ryan
my
does that all the
immune
time. I know.
Aye, Ryan's like that. What are you talking about? I get paid to do that.
The wee ADHD puppy.
That's your name, the
I know.
ADHD puppy now.
It's the quietest. Like, this is the first time I actually met you, Ryan, and I think so. Aye, but I don't know. Maybe in your dreams, Ryan. Right? I know you've had a. But,
Kind of dreams you've been having recently.
How fucking quiet is he?
He's very quiet compared to what I had Ryan on the podcast, and at one point he jumped up, ran away, and everything in stitches. It was chainly juiced.
Chaos,
Stay still.
absolute
Kept
chaos,
hitting
yeah.
the mic. Well, like, but you're lovable, Ryan. That's the
Aye.
best thing about you, son.
Aye,
Aye, that's why you're
alright.
quiet today. Aye. Aye.
Aye. So what we were referring to,
We're
like,
talking about obviously the
Like
immune
windows
system,
and chains.
what windows and
like
chains and
windows
that.
and chains.
No.
Aye. So like the future for you, like what is the not saying the outcome, because I
Kind
think
of prognosis sort
aye,
of thing.
what are they kind of what is it with somebody with
It's they don't really know is the answer to that. With my hip, I know that will only get worse. Like they've already told me, like there's no getting better.
is that have
with
you had a
that.
transplant?
No, so they say that because I'm so young and hips only last like 10 years.
Aye.
They're like, don't do it just now if you can, because
Yeah, wait to the very last
correct.
limit.
I
you can
Because
do
when
it.
you get older, like you're not going to be able to move, and you will have already had as many hips as you can have, sort of thing. So I'm trying to put that off as long as possible, but I understand that won't be easy, like in the future. In terms of the Crohn's, hopefully medical advances.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
like to think, but I do know I need another surgery, so I've still got my butthole at the moment. They take that away and they call it a
done that
Barbie
for my-
bum.
Yeah.
I do not want it at all, but I know that if not, like after 10 years, your chances of getting cancer are a
'cause
lot higher.
With
Yeah.
my mum's auntie, she's got the stoma with the bag, and they had to remove hers because she did
Yeah.
get cancer, and it was it was really bad.
It's
like,
bad,
pain
yeah,
and everything
severe.
it was going through. Like she couldn't, like her recovery. She's an older woman as well. She's in like her 80s, and her recovery was fucking so difficult for her because you couldn't sit down, you couldn't do
That's
nothing, you can't do nothing.
Apparently, it's one of the most painful surgeries as well, and that's what scares me because I remember the pain in the last one, and I'm like, oh,
Aye.
but they call it such a cute name, like, well, you're gonna get a Barbie bum, as if
A Barbie bum.
I was
Like,
going to say, seeing you
And
said
it's-
that, I don't know what it is. I'm going,
Yeah.
sounds like it'd be quite nice to see.
I know it does.
Wee
But then
Barbie
it's
bum.
all
Wee
stitched
Barbie
up,
bum.
like,
Aye.
graphic thing you'll
I
ever
get one
see
of
in
them
your life.
myself.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a strange one. I definitely don't want it, so I'm hoping that medical advances kind of take over
yeah.
before I reach that time where I have to make those decisions, because obviously having children as well
Aye.
might be then affected.
Yes, I'm going to talk about that as well. See, this Crohn's, is it a genetic thing?
They don't
Something you
know.
get through
They
family.
It's
don't
one of the
know
ones you
yet.
don't know yet. 'cause
But
it's not.
I would say yes in my experience, because it's on both sides. So my dad's brother has it. Not that severe. Like he's kind of like mid. And then on my
it's
mum's
part-time.
side, it's kind of mid as well. And then I got the two together, and here I am with the
Fuck
worst
them.
case scenario. But I definitely, they also thought cow's milk that we had as
Right,
kids. They looked into that because a lot of cows have Crohn's.
Oh, really? Aye?
So they've been doing research in that, but they've never found an answer. Like they cannot tell you if it's hereditary or not. Like they cannot say.
So then again, having children, what do they say
Having
for that?
children, yeah. So when I went under for this surgery here, that was my main question, because at that point I was 22. As far as I was concerned, I was in a healthy, happy relationship of 3 years. So that was a big question on my mind, like, is that going to be okay? So when I went under, apparently they checked my ovaries and they look healthy, like they hadn't been affected by sepsis or anything like that. I don't know if it could, but they checked, and visually fine. So the second I woke up, that was the first thing they said to me, which I thought was lovely. Like nothing to do
Yeah,
with bag,
that's
just we've checked that main thing, you go back to sleep now, sort of thing. And it was really, really nice. So I think, as far as I'm concerned,
Good
yes,
try,
I can. However, couldn't give birth naturally. It would be honestly, my stomach is going to be like knots and crosses by the time I give birth. I swear to God, because I've gone like this already, and they're going to add another one. I'm like, you might as well start doing me circles and
If you
crosses on
circles,
there.
aye.
Have a wee
Start
bit of
putting
fun.
mentions in. That's
Well,
what
that's funny.
I said that to him, and they're stitching up. Just put your wee name in
Yeah.
if you want.
Do you know what's funny?
Signs.
See when Catherine got her medical enhancements,
Yeah.
she's got a small tattoo here, right? So she woke up, obviously half fucking dozed, and she went like, fucking doctor's been writing on me, right? She thought he mentioned, and then see the iodine that she had over, it kind of went dried up. And she thought they were having their fucking lunch on tap. She thought it was crumbs. She's like, there's fucking crumbs around me when they having a sandwich.
Chorizo.
I know, is it a fryer? But so like they're kind of saying the actual physical side should be fine.
Physical side, yeah. So
that's
like
quite good
carrying children's dead weird when you see it with a stoma bag though. Like 'cause obviously your intestines outside your stomach, so it needs to like move round a baby in there as well, which fries my brain slightly. And I am still slightly squeamish with it because I look at it and I'm like, because it moves. Like it's like a wee worm. It's like so seeing that and then thinking it's actually moving round a living organism makes my legs go a wee bit weak thinking about it.
Have you ever met somebody that's had children?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't met her personally, but she's from the town I'm from, and she's had 2 kids, and she's had a stoma bag. So, like, it's good to know. That
that's
it's
always good when you see that. You know somebody that's been through
Just
it.
you getting that bit of knowledge gave you a piece of mind.
I don't think she had like the full like history
got
that
it.
I've had,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
fair. But you know, they've checked my ovaries, and as long as visually they're fine, then I can't question anything else.
Because I would think you being like growing up as a female, I thought, no saying it'd be harder than being a boy, but I think because girls care about appearance and care about everything happening, I would imagine that aspect of things would have probably tortured you just as much. Because I think a guy could probably grin and bear and kind of get, not saying get on with it, but
I'm just
but you know what I mean, no, like not I mean being a female having that.
I think so. I think as well, men deal with it so differently. See, where I think like men don't tend to talk about it as much, and I think that's maybe why it's harder for you. Like I think it comes naturally to me because I'm a female, and we're kind of encouraged to just speak. Like, do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but also a generational thing as well. Like talking about my dad. He doesn't want to know anything about my bag. And I know that it's not in a nasty way. It's just he can't, that was his...
Can't process it, basically.
He can't process it, and I appreciate that. But he's supportive. What, sorry? That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I meant.
What Crookie said was he thinks that it's like men losing their manhood just kind of... you need to get the camera in there so we can hear what he's saying.
That's it.
Jesus again.
No, we're like... That's right. I would say it's harder for men to talk. I struggle talking. I struggle even got to doctors, like, just to... I had an hour to a day later because it was like one of the main things. You're like, I don't want to go to doctors. I'm just unwell when I first get diagnosed. And that was like
first diagnosis?
time. Well, even the latest, because he's gave me into trouble because I still don't go. He pulled me up and he says, I'm warning you. You nearly had a cardiac arrest again. That was like February, wasn't it? February, the end of February.
Stop being
warning you,
stupid.
stop being stupid, go to doctors. I think it's a man thing. You're kind of... You feel like you don't want to. You feel like you're annoying people.
Sometimes I think you don't want the answer.
Yeah,
I mean, you fucking
there is
know.
times you don't want the answer for stuff. Like, if you're going through certain things, you don't want to know the bad answer. So that's why you do.
And that's all you've been thinking about.
That's all you do think about. Like,
because you've had so many bad answers, I think, in the past.
You just want to kind of stay away from it.
Yeah.
But I don't like talking. I do think I do need to. So recently I've got a follower on TikTok who followed me. I followed them, they followed me. It's a young girl. She is 3-year-old. I think I seen her birthday. She's on dialysis. Her mum does a thing. And I think it's great. And I was like, I went through it when I was 18. But she went, you still went through it as a struggle. She didn't know what she was going through.
Yeah.
This is her life.
This is her life. But it's sad when you see it. And I'm like, I probably should talk more.
Yeah.
I probably should.
Because you're inspiring people like that.
Yes. So I think you do need to. But I think as a man, it's just, you feel like you're weak. I'll be honest with you, I date times feel weak when you talk about things. You feel like people are judging you. Other men are judging you. And I'm like...
Yeah. Because men just deal with things so differently to women. It is just a gender thing, isn't it? It's like...
I think that's the way it is.
And sadly, like, I know there's a lot of fucking commotion going on about like gender equality, but we'll never be the same.
No, we won't.
Doesn't matter what people try and say, you know what I mean? Like, we'll always be different. We need to be.
Yeah.
If we're all the fucking same, you know what I mean?
Life would be very boring.
Yes,
if we were all
there'd
the
be no
same,
progression. We'd be stuck in the Stone Age.
So as you're saying, the men and women thing, obviously I took really unwell, so I had to quit my job. Like, I had my dream job, accountancy, loved it. It was in Welsh Walk, amazing place. Had to leave my job, kept getting unwell. So I've had somebody ask my wife about the West going, how do you feel about him not working? And so you get what I mean, like men talking, like to me, I'm like,
What do you mean he's not working?
What do you mean no working? And I'm like, I earn 3 times more as an accountancy wage than I do on benefits. Do you think we really want to?
Yeah.
But as you're saying, that's how it puts me off talking about it, because people do judge. And that was a female judging me, and I'm going, do you imagine what men will be thinking about me? Like,
get you work,
so that's why you're like, you do struggle to...
Comments are made, I think, without actually thinking.
Yes.
And that's the problem. I think now we just don't think before we speak, and it can be insulting. and they maybe don't mean it, but it's just you sometimes have to think about how you're coming across. I mean, there's the other end of the scale where we're kind of snowflake society as well, and we don't want to be leaning towards that either. We want to be somewhere in the middle.
Because we get people fighting for us that we don't care, like we don't want them fighting for us.
Yeah,
you cannot look at them and
oh no,
well, no, you can. Like, people do look at my fixture and that.
You
and
want people to ask you?
Right, so I had a gardener once, and he went, "What fucks up with your arm?" And I just old school, just a wee guy who's like, "Do you boy, you think, do you lift them weights?" Okay. I went, "No, I've got a fish." Oh, I didn't know that, mate. Which I thought was great because before that, everybody was just staring.
Because you left Brayhead early one time.
I left Brayhead early one day because everybody was pure staring, and it was getting to the point it was annoying me. And I don't mind people looking because it's a big. My fish was fucking massive compared to others. And I don't mind people going to be looking. I've seen them pure staring. Instead of going, "What is that in your arm?" Just ask me. I say to you, I've seen your TikToks. People ask you explain to somebody, ask you what's your disability.
Yeah.
And then you said this is the nicest way to like
absolutely. Yeah, just ask.
Just ask. It's not really a thing, me. And then you've got the other people. You shouldn't be asking them. You shouldn't be thinking them. And you're like,
that's rude.
It is like at the end of the day, it is nobody's business but yours. However, again, it's how you carry that. How you like ask the person. Like if you're gonna ask somebody politely, then there's a higher chance that they're going to come back to you and tell you, or just go like, "Oh, I don't really feel comfortable talking." You're going to get a polite response. If you're going to go in like an arsehole, you're going to get an arsehole response.
That's it.
You kind of deserve that.
I like that. Definitely.
So I had some questions for you, as you know.
Is that?
Here we go.
It's the time. Is that?
But I've got Am I the Asshole as well. I've got a disability. I always get Am I the Asshole as well. Actually,
Am I the
I've just got one.
Oh, okay.
Because it's kind of a big one. But first question I've got you: what would be your success for TikTok? What would you say for us? How could we be successful on TikTok? What do you think is the best way to be successful on TikTok?
I would just say, like, be open. Like, don't try and portray yourself as something you're not. Like, see all these people trying to sell shit and
oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever
my house
seen.
is full of shite, but I'm going to try punt it to you anyway.
That's it.
See,
nobody
fair, though,
wants it.
Jay got me because I'm fucking wearing all stuff as well.
Actually.
Wait, never ending clothing. Get this. I'm like, do you know what, Jay? You're fucking right. I'm fucking
some of them, like, I've seen somebody with a pure, like, this lassie try to sell these teeth whiteners. Her teeth were, like, missing half of them. And pure, like, brown. Brown. She's like, "Get these teeth smears, look, and one time it's much better." And you're like, no.
I definitely went down the rabbit hole. I think Jay put up a thing. I think it wasn't in TikTok, it was Instagram. Like they were doing like a deal at a fucking hang off, and I was like, "I'll go see what they've got," and then that was me. I was fucking snowballed.
Should have ended it for you before they sent it though.
I know. Well, they've only got like 4. They've only got like 4, so I was like, actually, it's kind of limited. No, this was fucking brand new, but it was just fucking rolling about the winds and carrying on. So
yeah.
To be fair, luckily it's not getting the stains on it.
Sick.
All right, Johnny.
I know, that's true. So another question: what's the longest you've stayed in hospital?
I want to say 3 months.
3 months.
I had my own room. I had pictures up on the wall. I had fairy lights. I'd moved in. They even were going to bring my cat in. Because at that point they didn't think I was going to make it to surgery, so they were doing anything. And then my cat had dementia at the time, right? So
Jesus, your cat's worse off than you. Came into the hospital going,
my mum was like,
"Where the fuck am I?"
I don't think the cat will survive that journey, Gary, but you just stick in there. I'm like, I just want my cat. Like, honestly, she was a big fat Persian. She was like morbidly obese, and she was like 16. So she was past her sell by, right? So she was climbing in like the bath and getting stuck in there, and we realised it was dementia. Like she was like, "Right now, how do I get out of here?" But they were like, "Bring the cat in because that'll keep her going." They were just looking for anything. So yeah, they were. The sister nurse in there was amazing.
What hospital did you go?
It was Air Hospital. I've now moved though because like the gastro team and everything's all changing, and I just don't feel like too secure in it.
Right,
so the Stoma nurses in this new one, Cross House, unreal.
So how many hospitals you been to?
It's only those 2 because see down my way, like
there's not many.
There's not many, so you get punted to the closest one, which is 45 minutes away.
I think I've been to 6.
6.
6. I've been to Western Infirmary, Gartnavel, Queen Elizabeth, Stowe Hill.
You get wee cards.
I was going to say, what was your favourite holiday?
I know, it was my favourite. See, bonus Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth's getting Marks and Spencer's. It's got all that. You know what it's like.
It's
a big deal. Even it's not just that shitty food. You get Marks and Spencer. You got a smoothie bar. You've got a coffee place.
Has it?
You've got a W.H. Smith. The Queen Elizabeth has got all that.
We had a gift shop in here. That's it.
It's got a cinema. It's got a cinema in the kids bit because they've got the York Hill bits. They've got a cinema in there for the kids.
You've got a cinema.
Johnny sneaking in.
I'm sneaking in there like, This guy's a bit fat and old to be still. Like, get him checked here.
Aye. It's in about the veins.
Aye, that was... What? Aye.
You
Right,
didn't hear
I'm like,
Ryan.
all right, Ryan, how's it going, mate?
Seen you in 4 days. Just watching Transformers, leave me alone. Aye, so aye.
So this is a kind of deep question. What advice would you give to a young person?
Oh.
Or even yourself back in that age? What advice would you give yourself?
Like, hang on. I never
Yeah.
in a million years, like, I thought, okay, I'm just going to be like this for life now. And because that is your reality at that point,
Aye.
there is nothing positive going on around you that you obviously succumb
Yeah.
to that. You're bound to, you're only human. So time is the biggest healer in all aspects of life, I'd say. Like, even though it doesn't go away, it gets so much better. Like,
Yeah.
just don't listen to what people are saying, because at the end of the day, you're you, they're not living that. So only you can tell how you feel. Yeah, and they can only see what you allow them to see as well. Also, don't post pictures of your stoma online, because I did that and everyone was like, what the fuck? 'Cause it was obviously like falling out and they were like, why is she posting this?
I know, that's
Get that off my Facebook.
Well, that was the thing that I didn't see, like, on your TikTok. There isn't like, there's not like a pure in your face.
I would get reported
Aye.
like for how
It's
graphic
not
that is.
like you don't constantly. It's not like it just. I don't think it consumes your life though.
No, not anymore. But at one point, somebody did say to me, "You have became that disease." Somebody said, and I think again, people saying things, you go, "Oh God, it really was my identity." But
Aye.
you
But
know,
it
it
is.
is.
There's
Like, how
nothing
can you
else.
avoid
Like,
that?
it's
Yeah.
for instance, like somebody goes, "Oh, you keep talking about the arse," and like, that's your identity. And it is. Like, you
Well,
can't
sure,
put
life
you
experience.
like things like bananas and stuff like that. I couldn't eat them.
Yeah.
So you were talking about
Exactly.
that, and people are like, "As I'm talking about it again," you're like, you don't mean it.
No.
But
Aye.
you keep talking about it. It's just a
But that's your
Major life
everyday
experience.
life, though.
Aye,
I think I said that in that video that you were talking about as well. Like, fair enough, it's an invisible disability to you because it is invisible to you, but I live with that every hour of the day.
Yeah.
So it's not invisible at the end of the day.
100%.
What's a funny situation you've had with her?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Like, there's some of them are
There's
good
so
when you get
many.
the funny ones.
I went back with my ex when I shouldn't have, and I spewed on him, and my bag burst on him too. Like, double whammy, get it up him.
That is
Exactly.
perfect. That
That's
is
it.
karma.
I laugh
like,
now, but
thing
I'm
with-
just like, heh
at the
heh.
time where you embarrassed that a wee bit.
Oh wait, I've got an even better
Right,
one.
go.
So I was gonna
Here we
trigger
go.
something.
Sorry to your hospital for this one because they had to get maintenance in. So
This is, you know it's going to be good here.
It was like that scene at a Monsters Inc, innit? Where the fucking guys running in.
it was exactly that. So like, it was a 3 bed here, 3 bed here, and the toilet was like behind me, and there was a wee sink up here because obviously they go wash their hands. So the sink was in the main bit. And it was during the night. Oh no, this is terrible. My bag was full of air, and I was like, I cannot be arsed getting up and going to that toilet. I'm so tired. I'm sore. So I thought I'll just let the air out here, right?
Obviously,
So I squeezed the air out the bottom, went back to sleep. That was the thing. So next thing, the nurses come in from around the corridor and they start sniffing everyone. They're like, nah, and they're like, yeah, we're just checking if your bag's bursted. Obviously, I'm back to sleep at this point. I'm like, fucking leave me alone. Like, no, it's fine. So I roll over. But I'm obviously now awake, so I'm listening. They're going, nah, I think it's that sink again. I think that sink needs fixed. It's been needing that for months. That, right? And I'm like, oh no, next thing, a whole maintenance team, they're like, there's nothing wrong with this
Ripping
sink. And
apart
I'm
the
watching
sink.
the whole time going, that was me. That was my bag. Did you like, this thing? No, did I fuck? Did I fuck? And then my mum came in and she was howling next day because they were then coming in and like fixing the toilets as well because there was nothing wrong with the sink.
Aye.
So Air Hospital probably paid out a lot of money for my stinking
One
That's for
stoma
your
bag.
stinky stoma bag.
For a wee bag release, that I mean.
Sorry,
But-
I was uncomfortable. So, yeah, they actually came up and like sniffed to see, like, because when you're back, I know it sounds a bit weird, doesn't it?
Ryan sends in his CV. About sniffing.
So when your bag obviously starts leaking, like you can smell it from like probably like here
Yeah,
onwards,
yeah, yeah.
you'll be able to smell it. So they were coming up and they were kind of lifting the covers and sniffing and stuff. So God love them.
It's like wee stink bombs, isn't it? You could just walk about going, I'm leaving this train.
There you
And then
go.
I know. I was actually thinking when I came in as well, this mic is perfect for like wee bag farts. That would actually pick up, so it would be like ASMR, but for bag farts. It'd be perfect.
I'd bet a dodgy
Like
edit for
Sorry, that was me.
Maybe parts it.
That was me, sorry.
Oh, right, so we're going to Am I the Asshole? It's
Okay.
just, usually we get 3 short ones, but this one was kind of a decent bit long. I don't like them when they're long. Well, it just took me into something else there.
Oh, fuck.
It took me into your TikTok because also I had taken because I was like, I'm sure he's got a
You're
fixture.
paranoid about the fistula thing. And didn't bring it up.
Because he's like, I should get a fixture. And I said, I've seen it. And he went, no, I don't think she is. And I'm like, I need to go back and check here just to
Yeah.
make sure. I know, that's it, creepy. I was recently diagnosed with relapsing reoccurring MS. I told my family unfortunate news, and I met with a lot of apologies and sympathy. So he must have gone through it, and people knowing me. Mm-hmm. That being said, my little brother has been seeking me out to tell me about the troubles he's facing with his disability, of which I would appreciate someone to relate to, but my little brother doesn't really have a disability. He would come up to me and tell me about how terrible his destructive scoliosis has been in his life. And well, I guess I just had enough, and I had a really hard time having any sympathy for him. I told him my condition is real, very real, and permanent thing that will exist and continue to get worse through my life. Then I explained that scoliosis wasn't anything like what I was experiencing. This upset my little brother, and he said that I was disregarding his pain because I thought that I was worse. He would continue to go on and remind me that not only did he have his terrible physical disability, he also had terrible mental disability known as ADHD. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, this is your one, innit? You wrote in.
I got mad and told him to leave me alone because he just doesn't understand at all. I feel kind of bad about the whole thing. He still does this quite regularly, and it always bothers me. I think I just need to be more educated about scoliosis because I'm able to understand this. Am I the asshole? 100%. 100%. You cannot disregard. You cannot disregard somebody else's
especially
disability.
like I think you could probably relate to that. Then when you talk about your,
It's like somebody when they say I've got IBS though, and it's like IBD I have. I get it. Like I get that it's obviously a massive deal for them as well, and you can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
You can't, because it's obviously limiting their life. So yeah, they probably feel like they can relate to you, so that's why they're coming to you. So you can't really blame them for that, can you?
Kidney
Like,
stones.
yeah,
So people
folk
go,
goes,
"I've
yeah.
You never had kidney stones?
No, I never had them, but
Not
people
yet.
go, "Oh, you get kidney." I had kidney stones and they were dead
boulders.
sore. And I'm like, yeah, you've just got. You don't suddenly go, "Well, my kidney failure's worse." You do just
Yeah.
kind of agree with them. So I would 100% say you're an arsehole, like the
Yeah.
biggest arsehole there is, especially when it's your family trying to.
I
Try to
know.
console.
Obviously,
With you.
trying to like bond over that
Yeah.
as well. Like we both got problems that a lot of people don't understand.
I do feel that these illnesses that you can talk about can bond people.
That's it.
Just not even have to be the same thing, but just having that little sense of, all right, somebody else is going through something
Yeah.
similar and all that kind of
That's
thing.
it.
And being able to open up, because if you were the only person in the world, then
Correct.
fuck me, man, you're going to be consumed by it.
Yeah.
But like doing something like this, that's what we were saying.
what's up?
Getting to talk about
That's what-
something, and
Yeah.
that's why the whole that's why the subject matter was regarding your disability.
We spoke about this in the last post.
Yeah.
I think it's society.
Yeah.
It became a competition.
Yeah,
Aye.
that's
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I have worse than you.
Yeah.
that's it.
It's like all playing that trump card, you know what I mean? Going,
Yeah.
aye,
God bless him.
aye.
Get shot.
Aye.
Aye, Donald Trump. I know, leave my
Donald
trumpet at
Trump
this.
Shot last night.
Donald Trump gets shot.
I was out. I was.
Did not get shot in the ear.
Sorry, Trumpy boy,
He
but I
just aimed
was
for his
out.
head and shot his ear.
Aye.
You're kidding.
No. So
I'll
basically,
let go
people.
with that when I get.
Aye.
One of his supporters died and the other two incredible.
Aye. And
Aye.
the shot, they got the shot, they got the shooter.
They got the shooter, but I it's
Shot right in the fucking napper as well, but
Aye.
apparently sniper got him.
Brilliant, but you see him when they come up and
Aye, he's like stop there. Ah, fuck.
That
I
is
fucking
literally
love him.
such a Scottish response though. Aye, it's brilliant. Aye.
Aye, he was,
Brilliant response.
because he got back up because, and just like they were trying to kind of hurry him away, and he was like, no, wait, and he just fucking put his hand up and see the picture. I don't care whatever happened, man. See that picture of him with the blood coming down his face, and the Secret Service kind of holding him, and he's like, "No, fuck him," and I'm like, "That's brilliant."
basically that's got to be our biggest teacher of the sales about.
I
That'll
thought
be
it was an
my
absolute
biggest t-shirt
belter.
sales there is.
Disregarding any political view you have, just to
Yeah.
see somebody
Like
just
that,
go like
'cause-
Jim fuckies, and how close that was to him being gone.
I know.
Especially
Clearly, he's like.
Pop him right here in the ears. Wasn't as if like it took a wee bit off. It's right in the kind of ingress of the ear.
I'll need to go look that.
But
up.
as much as
Aye.
we're saying it's sad for the people that passed away just
Yeah.
because
Fuck I
they
know.
were there. Like that's just a terrible
I know
thing.
that's horrific.
But what you
That's-
probably find, right? I'm probably just going to be biased because I like his stuff. I can guarantee you that the people that affected, he will look after.
Aye, that's
Yeah.
it.
People might like that's the problem. Like so, when it comes to political thing, and this is probably just diverting here, but
I'll divert us back, sorry.
aye. So I'm always quite good at see if I see something. I don't like to be tunnel visioned with something. I'll go right. Well,
Open mind.
I'm not going to start Google. I'm not going to Google why is Donald Trump the best? I'll probably go, let's Google why is Donald Trump the worst, just to see the opposite side of things, and then go, right, well, how can I debunk anything they're saying if I
It
can't?
annoys me when folk are like, oh, you're on the fence. It's like, no, I just like to have an open mind about everything and like consider all aspects of it. Like,
but people
Everybody's
don't like
opinion's
that.
different.
They don't like that.
I have always said that everybody's opinion's different. Like my friend Martin, he was SNP independence. I wasn't. Why? I've had a kidney transplant. Mine came from England. My second one came from England. Scotland's the worst for transplant. So why would I can't go for independence because it doesn't benefit me.
It's affected you and what you're
benefited him.
Yeah.
So that's the way life is. Everybody's own.
I'm no big on the which is wild, like the whole UK politics, because it's just like I'm more for the reform thing going on. Right, sorry about that, but I know that's just automatic. You think that, but it's just because what they're saying resonates with what I believe. You know what I mean? It's just tough titty. But the way the UK is with politics and stuff like that is just a fucking a shit show. And why do all politicians need to be? But the thing is, but look, so the left are again. The problem is the left are against guns. The right are pro-gun, but the left are shooting the right.
That's a weird one.
yeah.
So, but I'm as I say, I don't take too much today because again, it's just these old.
I say vote for me. I want to bring back 10p Freddos. That's my deal. 10p Freddos for Johnny. That's what I want.
But why are all politicians fucking ancient? 34.
Aye, Taz bars are still there.
I don't think I remember
Taz bars are the Freddos with caramel.
Are they with
Oh,
caramel versions?
okay, vaguely. Yeah, vaguely remember them.
So, divert us back. Do you feel there's a lot of young people, like, say, we're obviously different disabilities, but disabilities like us, where it is life changing? Have you ever met many? I haven't. It's only kind of older generation.
Yeah, there's maybe a couple. Yeah, no. There's one that I can think of, and she had like cancer several times, and she was young. Like she was a child when she first got it. So one. Like, do you know what I mean? In the scheme of things, no.
But I have never met MD like myself.
I bonded to my 96-year-old gran more than anyone in the world. Honestly, see when she was going on about her diverticulitis and that, I'm like, oh, I can relate to him. But nobody else got me like my gran. It was the strangest thing. Like, how can you bond with somebody with such a massive gap, and that's the person that understands you the most?
Yeah, it's because as I said, that you're the only young person I've met that's like proper in hospital all the time.
Yeah.
You're in there for months and end. Like I have spent every holiday in hospital.
Yeah.
I've been in there for Christmas, New Year, fucking bonfire night one night, which was good because it was Western Infirmary, and the park was good.
Good
So you
view.
looked at the window. It was a perfect view. It was a perfect view. But I don't think there is many young people out there, and I think that's why they need to.
Like I always go against social media. I don't think social media is a great thing at all. But
I know, Crookie. It's just our jobs, Just great.
But technology. I think technology is very dangerous, but there's a wee silver lining to like a conversation like this.
Aye.
You know what I mean? We wouldn't have this conversation if you didn't post that video.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Or somebody might, like the person you're saying that had the children with it, like I don't know how you obviously met or found out that, but like was it through social media?
It was mutual for it. See, because I'm from such a small town, obviously people talk. Like they all kind of talk. And I just heard that she had one. And she did get in touch with me when I was really unwell. So it was kind of obviously to me, I was like, okay, fine, she does have it. But I just see her posting online, happy, standard family life. So that was how I knew about that. But yeah, I see what you mean about like social media as well. I also think it's when it gets into the wrong hands. So like you were saying, society, I think that's ultimately the big problem, and then it all stems from there.
Yep, definitely snowballs.
Yeah.
Too many arseholes in the world.
Yeah.
There is definitely that. That's 100%.
Unfortunately, mine is defunct, but
Oh well.
You're getting a Barbie one since you can tell everyone to go, I've got a Barbie one. I would get a tattoo above it. Barbie.
bum.
Get it tatted on, eh?
Made in China or something.
So thank you very much for coming on. What'd you
You
say?
what?
Champ stamps.
No,
I
it's so
know.
outdated.
Aye, champ stamps are done now.
Yeah, I think we're past it.
No. Actually, that's like my.
Did you get one?
Last week. That's why we were on
Johnny
my own.
was here.
But see, when I was getting my Lego tattoo, I said that to him. I was like, "Which came back?" And he's like, "Fucking tramp stamps." Bump with the back. Tribal tattoos are fucking flying. Tribal tattoos in general coming back. And
Yeah,
like,
I've noticed tribal ones.
Surely
to be
you should
fair.
be KB in them. Know what I mean? Like date for
I
them.
would.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
It just reminds me of Goldberg, the old WCW wrestler.
Aye.
His tribal arm, but
Aye, I feel sorry for people.
that I've got that on them.
Aye, somebody should have had the word with them. That.
aye, why do you get the tribal tattoos? But where are you from? Glasgow,
No,
mate.
it's the Playboy ones. They're,
Oh.
I've seen a couple of them still, and I'm like,
Wow.
you must regret that so much.
HTID. Hardcore Till I Die, the angel.
Well, see Lichy,
Aye.
he had one here, and then he got a cover up, and then now he's wanting to cover that up. So it's this fucking thing's just growing and growing and growing. The one he's got the now is like a wee Scotland flag with wings on it.
Was it the angel wings for the
I
HTID?
don't know what the fuck it is, man, but like I see it all the time. I see it all the time, aye. So I was smacking my forehead. So I was slamming off my forehead. But like I see it and I was like, Lichy, come on, fuck. You know what I mean? You need to get that fucking covered.
Well, I've got my pal, it's got Carpe Diem.
Oh, I know. Where's he got? He's got that here in it. He's got it in his
here.
pubic bone.
Pubic bone, basically, Carpe Diem.
Carpe diem.
I'm not sure how I'd feel if I saw that and went,
Carpe
Let's
diem.
make it
Seize the
extra
day.
so
Aye, that's seize the day. Mate, that's not really that season.
At that point, you shouldn't be trying to convince them.
Aye, I was going to go, seize the day. Mate, that's not really that seasonable here.
It's not feasible. It's not feasible.
Aye.
I'm leaving.
Aye, but it's been a great episode. Thanks so much for coming on. Would you come on again? Because obviously,
absolutely.
as I said, when talking about illnesses and that, we can't really get into too much because if we went in a rabbit hole, me and you're probably talking about 4 or 5 hours
4 days.
minimum.
No, 4 days.
Aye, probably. So you would definitely come back
Yeah.
on again.
Aye.
Aye, we
Aye.
can come back
Aye.
and then talk about it.
Well, here's another one. Like, say as I contacted you through social media, like if anybody wants to do this and come on and talk
Aye,
about
you're
things,
more
like,
welcome to.
would you recommend it? Would you say it's a good
Absolutely, yeah.
experience?
Yeah, like it's a very
Ryan, put the gun
comfortable
down.
environment.
Right, so that's Donny Weasley Stanley
Like, if you
found
need
last
help.
night. His wee blade that he found last night. He's
I
having a
walked
good
in and he's got a
experience.
knife. I'm like, what have I walked
Aye. That's what I feel like. Honestly, it's dead nice, isn't he? Welcome. Ryan jumps and goes, Rah! I've got a knife in my pocket.
People make Glasgow.
Aye, that's it. You make Glasgow.
It did nice, didn't it?
Aye. So you definitely come back
Oh,
on again
absolutely, yeah.
because I feel like we couldn't cover too much because you've only got like so much time.
I know.
And it'd be great to get me back on because I could probably talk a bit more about it.
Aye, I definitely.
I'll need to start doing TikToks. I need to learn how to do it though.
Aye.
I'm struggling with the technology of TikToks.
Yeah.
So I need to get Ryan, like you, no Ryan, Jay, your co-host, to help me with the editing because like I just put a copy and paste the YouTube.
Again, it's annoying. I
know
used to
that.
be the technology guy.
I know. It used
Not
to take
anymore,
him for
you've
everything.
lost it.
Lost
You lost
it, man.
You used to say,
Lapsed.
Craig, can you do that for me? Doing that?
Used to be able to fix people's shit all the time, man.
Can't do it now.
Fucked it.
Aye. But it's been a great episode. Thanks so
Yeah.
much, Con.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for watching, guys. Right, catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, driver.
Bye. Bye.